Hello, my name is Zach Russell, and I'm here today to talk on a very pressing issue that I would like to inform the public and persuade them to hopefully change their minds about something happening today. Smoking cigarettes is a very huge problem in the United States today. About 19.8% of Americans are smoking cigarettes, and so it's a huge epidemic, and it's something that I think really needs to be brought to attention. Here today in the audience with me, I have For starters, I think that one of the biggest reasons why smoking cigarettes is such a problem is because there are so many different health risks involved in smoking cigarettes. I think that one of the biggest things that I hope to show people today with my speech is that it's harmful for your body. You're putting terrible chemicals inside of your, harming your organs, and it's just overall a bad habit. And in the long run, it's going to kill you. For starters, the need for Americans to quit is all in the stats. According to the Center for Disease Prevention, it's saying that smoking cigarettes can cause lasting health effects in many Americans today. Some of those, just off the top, are coronary heart disease, has an increase of 2 to 4 times more likely to occur in someone that has used prolonged smoking cigarettes. People that are using cigarettes have an increase of about 2 to 4 times more likely to have a stroke. It increases their chance of having lung cancer by 23 times greater. Women are 12 times greater, more likely to get lung cancer if they smoke cigarettes. And the increased chances of dying from chronic obstructive lung disorders is also a very big problem resulting from smoking cigarettes with the people today in the public. The other thing that I think that a lot of people need to see about smoking cigarettes, and one of the most harmful things is the very many bad illnesses and diseases that it can cause and bring upon your body. It can give you bladder cancer, it can bring about liver cancer, it can bring about pancreatic cancer. All these are forms of cancer that are very dangerous, life-threatening, and can kill. It also can lead to cardiovascular and respiratory diseases. Many people that are working out and people that want to stay active, their lungs eventually lose that ability to keep performing at a top level, and all you're doing is damaging your organs so that they will not work at prime condition. Also, some studies have shown, and this is from the Control for Disease Prevention, that in women, if they're smoking when they're pregnant, it actually raises the chances of infertility, stillbirths, and even SID syndrome, sudden infant death syndrome. Another reason why I think I want to speak on this topic, and one reason why I find it very important, and I think that people need to wake up and see that they shouldn't be smoking cigarettes, is my grandmother smoked cigarettes for a long time, for probably 30 years. And I remember going to visit her and dealing with the smells and all of the negative things that came along with it. And my grandmother eventually passed away of lymphatic cancer. And so that is one reason why I'm strongly against smoking cigarettes, because they're cancer causers and they can kill. And I watched my grandma go through it. I watched her go through chemo and all the treatments and things just because she wanted to smoke a cigarette. Now, I know that it's going to be tough for people to try to not smoke cigarettes because they're always out there and they're everywhere around you. But I'd like to try to help prevent some tips here to help you guys move forward and not try to smoke cigarettes and even try to kick the habit completely. One of the few main things people have found really reliable for helping quitting smoking is nicotine patches, gum, and also e-cigarettes. They're the electronic cigarettes nowadays where you actually can smoke vaporless air and it's not actually nicotine, and a lot of people have found that is one of the best ways to quit from using cigarettes. Also, another method that's good is a lot of people sometimes seek behavioral treatment. It's not uncommon for someone to change their behavioral habits or hang out with different friends if they're in an attempt to try to better their lives if they really struggle with cigarettes and it has such a hold on them that they can't, let go of it. I think that of all the things, the most proven tested theory is the e-cigarette, as proven by smokertips.com. It says that there's a 31% chance of quitting within the first 6 months of using e-cigarettes, whereas all other methods have shown to only prove 18% success rate, and that is with quitting within the first 6 months. I also have a little video I'd like to show just so people can see the effects of the smoke going into the body in a visual format.
Significant health risks associated with cigarette smoking. Examples of these risks include emphysema, chronic bronchitis, lung cancer, and inhalation of carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide is produced as a cigarette burns. This odorless and colorless gas is inhaled with cigarette smoke into the lungs. As smoke passes through the air passages, carbon monoxide is carried to the alveoli, the small air sacs in which oxygen exchange to the blood occurs. As blood passes through the alveolar capillaries, oxygen in the alveoli is attracted to deoxygenated hemoglobin located on the surface of the blood cells. However, carbon monoxide has a
So as you can see from that short video, the smoking prolonged effects of cigarettes vitally damages your important organs and eventually will cause them to rot and decay and lose their ability to function over time. Another reason that I think that the e-cigarette has been proven very successful, and as proven by Mount Baker's smoke supplies, that the e-cigarette gives people the chances to smoke in places that are otherwise restricted to them if they were to smoke a normal cigarette. People find that they enjoy freedoms with the e-cigarette that they didn't enjoy before with the cigarette, and with the ability to change out multiple flavors and cartridges, the e-cigarette makes it something convenient, simple, and easy for the person so that they have the best chance of quitting with the least in the shortest amount of time. And so in conclusion, I hope that I've drawn your guys' attention to a very important subject in the matter of today. It's smoking is an epidemic, and it's something that will forever be here. And I think it's up to us to make the choice not to smoke cigarettes and live healthy lives. And if you just think about it, wouldn't it be wonderful if you didn't have to see cigarette butts littered on the ground or the pollution of the smoke in the air? Living healthy and clean is the way to go, and so I hope that everyone will take my side and say no to cigarettes in the future. I'd now like to open this discussion up to any questions. Yes, Tyler?
How old does one have to be to buy cigarettes?
Cigarettes are actually considered tobacco, so you can get those at the age of 18. Most gas stations and places like that around the state will sell them to you if you have a valid driver's license or ID stating that you are 18. It is law that they card you and check that you are of age, because any sale of tobacco to a minor is an illegal transaction. Yes, question over here, Johnny?
Is cigarettes smoke, is it the only way to get lung cancer, or are there other ways?
Obviously there's other ways you can get lung cancer, not just necessarily smoking cigarettes. I think that in general, any form of smoke is going to have some carcinogen or harmful effect in it. And so that is one thing that I think is people should know. I mean, it's not just cigarette smoke that's going to give you lung cancer, but it's smoking in general. Healthy lifestyles are better for you. Yes, Kyle?
I heard that secondhand smoke is just as bad as regular smoke. Is that true?
It depends on what you're talking about with cigarettes, though. Secondhand smoke is actually not. It is still carries some of the harmful carcinogens in it, and it will still, I mean, taste bad to your nose, make you kind of water up in the eyes and everything. But it actually does not carry as much harmful effects. If you are exposed to long-term secondhand smoking, for example, if your parents smoked in the house and you were always around it and you had to be in it every day, I think the secondhand smoke could contribute to greater health effects. But as for someone that is just experiencing on the street, I would say not as much.
Thank you. That answers my
Colton,
questions.
yes, you have a question?
Yes. Have you ever tried, or would you ever try smoking after doing this research?
Very good question. Thank you for asking, actually. After doing this research, I found that the effects of cigarettes are way more than people tell you about, and they really are one thing that is not to be messed with. And after looking at the things that they put in cigarettes, the poisons, the things, the cancer-causing things that it has, and the effects and the damaging things it does to your body, I would successfully say no, I would never smoke a cigarette after this research. And I would urge that no one else does either. Yes, Tyler, question?
Are cigarettes addicting?
That's a very good question. Yes, cigarettes are a form of tobacco, and nicotine, which is in the cigarettes, is the main addictive chemical in cigarettes. It is what most people, when they smoke cigarettes, they get that rush or that good feeling. It is the nicotine actually kicking in and giving them a buzz or some sort of high in their body. And the nicotine is what eventually gets the control of them and causes the addiction. And that is why many people resort to nicotine gum, nicotine patches, and other forms to try to get that nicotine without actually having to smoke a harmful cigarette. Yes, Kyle?
What kind of flavors do they have for the e-cigs? The cartridges? What kind of flavors?
Very good question. I just did a little research when I was looking at the website I happened to get my information from, but there are multiple flavors such as fruity flavors. I believe there's bananas and there's like grapes and flavors like that. And that's the nice thing that a lot of people have said about e-cigarettes is that they are something that you can take and use conveniently wherever you please, and it's something that they can enjoy, and even if they're not smoking cigarette or getting that nicotine, they still enjoy that sensation of smoking. So it's a good way for people to try to quit. So is that everything? I'd like to thank you guys for listening to my speech, and I hope you guys strongly urge to never smoke cigarettes in your life.